Okay, we get our first Deadpool game. Turn 1 Shuri's Lab. Stark Tower. Unfortunate. I think there's no reason to run out Deadpool turn 1 before we see where Shuri's Lab is even. Kitty Pryde from my opponent. Alright. So yeah, this was basically just like free that we waited for Shuri's Lab to pop up. And I think we're going to be able to make a really big Deadpool and at the very least have a lot of fun doing this. So I'm definitely willing to stay in it here for a few cubes. Next turn I just play Deathlock onto the Deadpool. And then I can make a huge Venom. Ooh, I like that the Starlight Citadel might make some rotations happen here too. They're going to have a huge Kitty Pryde though. And we just do not have access to Killmonger in this list. So best roll is Hulkbuster. Now I really need to draw Magic because I'm going to need that additional turn here. So I could just Venom right here. That's actually a potential play too. Venom gives me a huge Shuri's Lab that I can probably win in. And then next turn I just play Nimrod into new Shuri's Lab, finishing the game off with Carnage plus Deadpool. Alright, let's try this then maybe. So we get 18 power Deadpool, 21, 42 power Venom. Could potentially make an 84 power Taskmaster if we rip that next turn. Hulkbuster's still on the table as far as Taskmaster synergies go as well. So still some really big potential to high roll in this one. There's the Venom. They're going to have a massive Kitty Pryde, which probably means that they will... Ooh, Jean Grey. We have to play our first card into Starlight Citadel every turn. Well, that's interesting because we have a cheap card in the form of Deadpool. However, wait a minute, no, this is the play. This is the play. Look at this. Because now it still gives me the opportunity to play like Nimrod here next turn and then Deadpool wherever I please. Okay. This Jean Grey is really not hurting me that much. Looks like they're going to play something random and then Kitty Pryde. I did unfortunately give their Silk a little bit more power, but this is looking good for me so far. Ooh, they've got the Shang-Chi. Ooh, that's kind of nasty. Seems like I do have to leave this one here, right? Don't wanna do it. So, the only way that this game would really make sense to stay in it is if Nimrod beat my opponent in Starlight Citadel. Oh wait, we do get to beat... I forgot what Silk does. So I actually should play Deadpool here, and then Nimrod here, hoping that the Silk then moves to... Well, either of these locations should be fine. Important thing here is we just got to get the Silk out of Stark Tower. This could actually win. I mean, this is assuming they played nothing into Stark Tower. But they didn't. They just played Spider-Man into Starlight Citadel. They played Spider-Man there, too. That's going to move over Carnage. I think I just won this game. Jeff. They were really afraid of Killmonger. Wow, what a scam! 64 power Deadpool, baby! Let's go! That was a good one. Alright, I've got Shuri and her lab and Invisible Woman. And Venom. So I'm set up to potentially make some big stuff happen this game. Alright, we play Invisible Woman into the compound. And this is cool too. With Venom and Shuri's lab, we can reset. Like, we could play basically Nimrod. We can play Nimrod on turn 6 into Shuri's lab for a 24 power Nimrod, and then we could play other stuff and finish the game off with Venom. Yeah, this is gonna work out well. So we just need to draw Nimrod or Destroyer, but I'd much prefer to draw Nimrod, and we do have some time to do it as well. Alright, Enchantress could turn off Invisible Woman. That is something to be a little bit fearful of. And it's also potentially going to be a huge Shuri battle here, which would be fun. That would be a fun way to end it. Either way, I've played Shuri, so I've played my 4-cost card. Going into the compound here now. So we could just make a 60 power Destroyer and Taskmaster. It's definitely a play, but if we hit the Nimrod, we get to go kind of nuts. And even if we just hit like Hulkbuster, I think we still get to go a little bit zany here. Alright, armor, don't have to worry about it. Love to see that. Okay, Hulkbuster now. It does seem like I should flip 60s here. Not hitting Nimrod is unfortunate. The other play is to hope to hit Nimrod next turn. Could go like Venom here. And then next turn I go Nimrod plus Carnage. Just do it like a weird way here too, where I play Deathlock Hulkbuster this turn, next turn play Venom. I'll play Destroyer. I think this is just the safest play. Make 60 power. Ooh, opponent going for the final turn, Shuri. We could still get him with that in an interesting way. With Hulkbuster and Venom. So again, this is a game where kind of looking at some interesting final turn decisions. I'm just going to try this though. No way my opponent stays in it here, right? This deck oftentimes does not play Shang-Chi, so I'm not really worried about that, and their ability to impact multiple lanes is also somewhat diminished by the fact that they already played their She-Hulk. So it would be like, I don't see it. I really don't see what their play is here. So I'm trying to think about something that includes Taskmaster, like 20 power Lizard to tie this location, plus a 20 power Taskmaster to win in Limbo. That's a loss on differential, though. So I'm not sure what they're going for now. They do have the Shang-Chi, they have the Shang-Chi. But if they have the Shang-Chi, they would have just played it into Avengers Compound and then played anything. No, because they still lose in Shuri's Lab to if they play something small. So it's Red Skull, which isn't enough, plus 0, which isn't enough, and we win all 3 locations. There we go. Nice way to finish it off. That's why this is the best Shuri deck for Shuri's Lab. Getting to beat the typical Shuri deck here, show them who's Shuri. And now we got Hulkbuster Nimrod. Aunt May's is pretty cool if we don't find Shuri's Lab. But I'm hoping Shuri's Lab does present itself. Ooh, Central Park is an annoying thing that now means we might not be able to make use of Hulkbuster. However, I can still play Deathlock plus Nimrod. I'm going to hold off on Forge for one more turn here to see if we get Shuri's Lab or if I'll need to make use of Aunt May's. Okay. So now I'm looking for Carnage. Or, wait, I said the wrong card. I drew Carnage, so now I look like an idiot. What I meant to say was, oh, I guess there is no Winter Soldier in the deck. There is no Bucky Barnes in the deck. So I guess that is exactly what I was looking for. So what am I doing here? Am I just playing Forge and then, like, passing? Seems like it. So maybe we can just play Carnage this turn. Next turn, play like... I guess I actually really wanted to draw Shuri there. But it's fine. Because I'm going to play Forge, and then I'm going to play a huge Nimrod into Aunt May's. Alright, can't really make great use of this anymore. Let's just play Forge here. Ooh, they discard the Hellcarrier. That could be fun. But I think I'm having a little bit more fun than my opponent this game. It's just going to be a matter of, do they have armor? Alright, they steal one of my cards. No saying which card they actually steal here. And then we get to play an 11 power Nimrod. So it's almost like we Shuri'd the Nimrod here. I'm going to snap. Why not? This deck is actually pretty hard to climb with because you wind up telegraphing your wins so hard that it plays out very much like a Galactus list where you win 2 cubes, win 2 cubes, win 2 cubes, lose 8. If your opponent has the tech card. And seems like they could very well have an interesting tech card here for us, but I'm going to battle it out and see what happens. Enchantress on Invisible Woman, that is not the tech card that my opponent needed. So now we're going to make a big Nimrod. That's going to move over into Lemuria. And then I think we probably just do something like this. This seems like great fun to me. Did I play them in the right order? I think I did. Alright, let's see if we got it. More importantly, see if they got it. It's not like they can Shang-Chi. They really just have to have exactly armor. And it doesn't seem like that's really a card that my opponent's deck wants to play. So this might be an example of a time where you actually are able to win 4 cubes, which is not what I was talking about. My opponent could retreat. But that's the thing, like if they have the answer, we're very much telegraphing this plan here. Okay, they're playing something, they're playing Deathlock. which they stole from us via Mirage, so they know that the Deathlock is coming. Then Ghost Rider to reanimate the Hellcarrier. This is a win, baby. All right, there we go. So, I didn't think it was possible, but there is an 8-cube win with the deck. Very telegraphed, for sure, but an 8-cube win nonetheless. We just barely get a loss in Central Park, but we're going to be able to win those other 2 locations pretty easily there. So there we go. Play around with this deck that I think is really fun today, and somehow reverted back to this version of the deck. Oh well, we'll play this version for another game then, I suppose. All right, Reality Stone. It's going to give us Asgard, so I could use... Oh, I'll probably just use magic to turn Asgard off, if that's the case. But we could use Deathlock to flip Asgard over there, or just play Deathlock over into Asgard. But regardless, I'm going to play Wolverine into Shuri's Lab this turn. I think I'll probably just play magic here. Just always a good play. Alright, we potentially have some other really big stuff in the works this game. Turn 6 Destroyer, turn 7 Venom into Shuri's Lab. That doesn't... it potentially allows me to play Taskmaster. I just have to find Taskmaster and play that behind an... Dang, I didn't get to mute myself in time. I just have to play Taskmaster behind an Invisible Woman. So if we find Taskmaster, we can snap, because we'll have like a 80 power Taskmaster potentially. Actually, Destroyer will blow up the Invisible Woman, so makes that a little bit trickier to make use of. Right, we gotta play Invisible Woman here. So now I've got 1 turn to draw Taskmaster. Could have maybe played Bucky into Shuri's Lab, but I think we're going to have more than enough power in Shuri's Lab anyways. So I'm not super concerned with that. Opponent looks like a destroy build of Thanos. Legion's a nice little surprise. I don't like that we have priority here. I'll stay in it for 1 more cube though, and maybe we'll just run out Legion here. Okay, my opponent played into Shuri's Lab regardless, so seems like a Venom. Maybe the fact that we took away turn 7 could surprise them a little bit, but it does look like they're going to be making a lot of power in the Shuri's Lab. We can still beat this though, actually. So this gives me 16 power in this Shuri's Lab, and still allows me to win in this Shuri's Lab, maybe sends Wolverine elsewhere. Yeah, it's actually slightly better to play Venom first, because then maybe we can kill the Wolverine again and send it to Shuri's Lab 3. I'll battle. Let's see what they got. They got to beat me in 2 different locations. They could have a huge death to surprise us out of nowhere. But we are putting a decent showing up in Shuri's Lab 2. So let's see what they got. We beat Galactus here. Alright, Wolverine respawns with the Venom. That's going to be a little bit of a waste of power. I don't know, we beat Doctor Doom. I feel like we beat a lot of different things here. What does my opponent have, though? Galactus is not going to work, because well, we have more power there than them as well, but also Galactus's on reveal happens before the Shuri's Lab activation, so even if it was close, they wouldn't have destroyed the other two locations. So there we go. All right, Death's Domain seems like a lot of fun. We can also Legion up and then play Nimrod on the final turn. If we get an additional turn, well, we can't really make use of the additional turn and the Legion, though maybe we can in a kind of spicy way. I think this is snap-worthy even already, just Death's Domain and the other pieces that we have. Invisible Woman, Deathlock can actually do some nice work too, because we can hide a Deathlock and activate that on the final turn, which won't help us to get priority for Death's Domain, but could help us do some other fun stuff. And then here's where it gets a little bit tricky, because I obviously want to make use of Shuri's Lab as well. Do I ever just get rid of Death's Domain? Probably not, but here's the issue. If I want to play Invisible Woman, I'd have to play it here. And that means I can't Limbo. Alright, I'm just going to favor Invisible Woman over Magic. I think I've got enough tools with these locations that I'm not going to need the 7th turn of the game. That's what I'm betting on right now. Kitty Pryde is obvious into Shuri's Lab, and maybe I should be playing Kitty Pryde myself. Also, forgot to change this to the Deadpool version of the deck, which is basically like a Kitty Pryde-esque effect. Both of these cards are really good with Shuri's Lab today. However, Kitty Pryde, we will be able to kind of next level by Legioning in Death's Domain. Yeah, I think we have everything that we need right now. We Nimrod into Shuri's Lab. No, we can't Nimrod into Shuri's Lab, right? We just have to Legion into Death's Domain. Does this change what our potential options are? I'm interested in doing this. This will kind of give away what we're doing, but we have to do that at some point anyways. I'm just very interested in Legioning into Death's Domain to lock my opponent out. Alright. Spider-Man. Oh, Spider-Man doesn't do that anymore. Oh, it takes my Invisible Woman, so that way my Deathlock flips over. And also locks me out of using Shuri's Lab, which is pretty annoying. Using Shuri's Lab on Nimrod. But maybe we weren't going to do that anyways. So I do have priority here, which means I think I've won this game. Yeah, because how can my opponent play? They can maybe play armor, but anything else they try to play is just going to get destroyed this turn, so we get rid of their Angela, we get rid of their Kitty Pryde, and we get rid of potentially something else as well. That's a huge Kitty Pryde to just totally poop on. Love that for me. And now I still have priority going into the final turn, so I feel reasonable about this. Just playing Nimrod here, and then even if they have an armor to win one of these locations, Nimrod wins the other, and Winter Soldier wins that first one. Oh, it was actually a priority tie. I did not realize that. Wow. Oh, so now they could get me with playing armor plus something cool in Death's Domain? Oh, that would be hilarious. Okay, Shang-Chi does nothing, does not work, and Kraven does not work. Nimrod, however, will be enough to snag me 8 cubes, and that's why you play Legion. For the people that were asking on Reddit why you play Legion, in this list, despite it not really having any real synergy. Well, there's a lot of really good locations for destroy decks, so that will grab us the 8 cubes there. And now we'll change up to the Deadpool version of the deck.